The early morning of January 1st, 2014, my son Arlie was in a car accident. So the Burns Hospital air-linked him over to here to this ICU unit, and he was here for 30 days and then in the rest of the hospital for another month and a half on top of that. It was cramped quarters, very cramped, because the child had every kind of medicine and machine attached to him that you could possibly imagine. The watchful eye of his team at the very beginning is what enabled him to have that opportunity to come out as good as he has. To have that dedication the first 30 days after such a severe injury, I think really made all the difference in the world in his recovery.
We don't have enough beds. We don't have enough capacity, even if we have enough staff, to take care of the needs of the community.
It is daily a challenge to bed patients. That means getting a patient from the ER, the OR, from an outlying community who doesn't have ICU services. We are daily struggling to place those patients because we're at capacity every day.
So every time we have to move a patient into or out of the ICU, we have to push all of the nursing equipment and everything else into the rooms, bring the patient down the hallway, then the nurses have to come back out of the patient rooms.
It's just really a difficult area for the nurses to work. There's not enough space around the bed, there's not enough space for the family.
So right now we have a situation where almost 200 patients a year are being transferred out of Central Oregon due to space issues.
Then we have to decide, okay, who will not receive care today at St. Charles? And on a daily basis, we're making those decisions. Which patients can tolerate being transferred to Portland to receive their care? Which patients can wait? Is there a critical but elective surgery that could wait a week? Unfortunately, as the population has grown here in Central Oregon, those waiting lists have gotten longer and longer and longer.
The new intensive care unit is going to create a very modern space with plenty of room to provide all of the care that can be provided with modern technology, in a space that allows families to be present for their loved one while they're ill.
The new space is going to be incredible. And the reason it's going to be incredible is because community members and nurses and providers have planned that space. So they've all been involved in what does that look like, not only to meet the codes and the space requirements that are required for a hospital setting, but how does the flow go? Where will supplies be kept? What does the waiting room look like? Having family members in those conversations and having providers and nurses work on really what the design is going to make it extremely successful.
They asked me to give their input, and it was listened to. I meant they do care what the family has to go through.
One of the things I find interesting about this campaign is that we're investing in a new facility at a time that we're celebrating our 100-year anniversary in the community. But I think when you put it in the perspective of creating a second century of care here in Bend, it's really a fun thing to be part of. And it's really important because you can see on a daily basis the need for it.
Every step of the way with St. Charles, the community has been with us, from moving physical locations to additions to adding new services. And we need you. This is a long-term partnership.
One of our real tenets has been care for all and care close to home. And that's been, since the early 1900s when the nuns came. It's care for all and care close to home.